Good afternoon to all lecturers and professor. Today we will be talking about PUC online classroom tutorials, and my name is Soti. I will be your instructor today. So this is our agenda for today. For our first part, we'll go through how to log in to our PUC online classroom. Second, getting to know all the main features that we have in the system. Three, how can you create course content and the grading system inside your course? Fourth, we have assigned lesson here. And five, understanding all the feature in the classroom. Six, how can you create homework, quizzes, and exams for the student and then assign them to the class. Last but not least, we also have some mobile application guideline. And finally, we have, if we have time, we will have questions and answer, and also some recommendation that you have related to how can we improve our PUC online classroom. So during my presentations, if you have any questions, feel free to ask and done. Yep, so just feel free to ask and interrupt me at any time if you don't get my point or if I go too fast. Okay, so first let's go to how can you log into the PUC online classroom. So for today's presentations, I will be using our demo website, which is PUC online here. But I think later by the weekend, we will update all of this new feature to our official website, which is I think some professor is using it this semester or maybe last semester, is classroom.puc.ka.edu and .ka. So for now, we'll be using the PUC online here, our demo website. So just click on it. Okay, so this is would be the first screen after you log in to your the website. So our second version, we have both language, which is English and Khmer. So first you need to type in your ID. So this is my ID for an example. Okay, so this is the first page after you can log in. So the first page here, you can see the top right button. You can click on it, and after you click on it, you can switch to both language. So either Khmer or English. That depends on your preference. So today I will be showing with the English version. And you can switch your semester. You can change your phone number, and especially you can change the password. So to change your password to keep your privacies and also the other data that you want. So yep. And if you have any problem like forgetting your password, you can connect to our technical team, and then we will reset it for you. The other features here you can see is the profile pictures. So you can click on the camera, and then you can upload your own photo into the system, and then you will have your photo. So also, if you have any if there are any spelling problem, if there is any spelling error, you can always contact us with your name here. Okay, so in our system we have 4 main features. So I think in the previous one we have only 3, but for now we're upgrading to another new feature, which is grading criteria. So we'll go through it one by one. So now you can see for the lesson plan buttons is where you can create your course content and lessons and then provide all of them to your classroom and as well as your student. Second, we also have the material. So the material here is, or you can call it the extra resource, where you can attach it to the class for the extra resource that you want to give to your student that doesn't have inside the textbook. And third functions or third features here, we have classwork. So the classwork is where you can go to create your classwork, including homework, quizzes, and exam. And the last feature we have is grading criteria. So the grading criteria here is a place where you can go and put all your grading criteria, including, like, for instance, in your class or in your syllabus, you have like attendance, quizzes, maybe some exercise, final exam, midterm presentations. So this is where you can create your grading criteria or system for each class. And below here, you might see we have a teaching schedule. So you can see this is your teaching schedule, and it's only listed by day. I want to clarify here. It only listed by day, but if you click here, show all your schedule here, if you tick it, it will be listing all of your course that you will be teaching this semester, and also it's section 2. So I recommend maybe you can just tick it so you can see how many class you will be teaching this semester. So just show our schedule here. Okay, so now I will be going to our first and also the most important one, which is you creating the lesson plan. So go to lesson plan, click on it, and then you can see the button, the blue button here is saying new courses. So now this is where you can create the new course based on your semester that you will be teaching. So you can click on the new course and then the name of it. So the name, I will give it like the code. So I will be teaching, like, for example, you have course code as History 101, and then the title of your course. So it's probably World History 1. So just the course code and your course title, which is easy for you to remember it. And then you can click Save and Close here. So after that, you can just go into it by going to the course by clicking on it. So I click on it, go into it. So this is the first page after you create your course. It's only have a title. There's no lesson yet, or there's no any chapter yet. So in order to create a new chapter inside this course, you need to click on create a new chapter. And then you will be asked to put the chapter number. So I would say, so in here, it's depends on your lesson plan. If you want to call it module, that's fine. But I prefer to keep it simple. So I would just say chapter 1 here and the title of the chapter. So since it's a the world history class, so I will be talking about the history of European countries. So I would just put the title of it as Europe. And then you can, after you put chapter 1 and then the title of the chapter, and then you can just click Save and Close. So then you will see your chapter 1 and your title. So this is, as I mentioned, this is only the title of the chapter only. You don't have any lessons inside that chapter yet. In order to add new lessons into your chapter, you click on the blue button here, saying new lessons, click on it, and then you can enter the title for your lessons. So in here, I would recommend for the student and for you to recognize, you can put it as lesson 1 and then the title of your lessons. So my title of the lesson will be the history of France, something like that. So I'm going to just make it short, France. So this is actually, it's depend on you. So you can just put unit 1 and then the title, or just I make it easy. So I just put lesson 1 and France, easy for me. And the other important thing is you need to put the order. So the order here is the order of your lessons. So I recommend your lesson number or your unit number should be the same order. If it's lesson 1, the order should be 1, 2. And inside the lesson, you can add YouTube into that. So how can you add the YouTube into the lessons? You can open the new tab. And then, for example, here is the YouTube. And you can just, okay, for example, you find this video is useful for this chapter. You can just go to History of France. So you say, okay, this probably you want to attach it and want the student to watch the video. So how can you post this video and the student can see inside that lesson? So you can copy the link here. So copy it, so control the link and then right click on it, select copy. And then you can go to the classroom, click on this YouTube link, and then you can pass it. So right click on it and then pass. So after you pass the link, you will see this is the video. So the student can just click on it and then and watch the video. In each, let's see. Okay, so you can also attach with the audio file, which is here. I think it's this audio file is for like most of the, I think it's for English class. So they have like the listening file for the student to practice, so they can upload it as an MP3 file, and then the student can listen and practice it. Out of all, the most important features is file attachment. So teachers or lecturers or professors can click on the file attachment to attach the file to the lessons, and so the student can download it and see those lessons. So for instance, I want to upload a PowerPoint, so I can just click on my PowerPoint here, .pptx here, which is a PowerPoint file. And then I can just click open, which is upload here. So now you can see I upload one file. Our system, not only can you upload a single file, but you can multi-upload for many files together. So what I mean is you can click on here. If you said, okay, you want to upload 3 files at the same time, no problem. You can just select all the 3. So I have the document here, the Word file, and then I have PDF and also a photo. So I want to multi-select all of the 3 files and upload them at once. So you can just upload them here, and then they will drop on the 3 file again. So this is how you attach your file inside your lessons. There's also have a description here. So the description here is like the course goal and or maybe your lesson, your lesson goal. So maybe after you can write it in this lesson, we will learn about the history of France. So you can write something like that, or like a few words guideline, like or you can just write it like you will explain it in Zoom. So it depends on how you can use the description here. Also, we are allowed you to have add some exercise. So this exercise is a type of MCQ, or you can call it a multiple choice question, where you can give it to students like 5 to 10 multiple choice as their practice for this lesson. So you can challenge your student, like after this lesson, what will they get from you, and what will they learn from this lesson. So you can challenge them by giving them as an exercise, a multiple choice. To create an exercise, you can click on new question here and then type in your question. So for instance, you can say, what is, you can say, I don't know, maybe when is the French Revolution start? So you can add something like this, and then you can add the new options. So you can say it probably in this mid-19th century. So you can add the option here. How can you add the option? Is after you here, you can see here the button add new option. So you can click on it and then add the option here. So add the options. Probably if you have, okay, you say this is the correct answer. If it's the correct answer, you can just click on is correct answer here and then update it. And so now you have a question and you have the here select for the student. So you can select it and then you can just click save and close here. My internet is a little bit slow if you see it's still loading. So let me refresh it. Oh. So let me show you again because internet problem. Okay, so let me upload file again. So you can upload them, the 3 files together, and yep. And then yep. So this is how you can create the multiple choice question. Let me show you again. So you can put it. When is the final resolution here? And then you can just add new options. So I'm going to put only 3 because this is like a repetitive. So put only 3 options here, 90, 70, and probably, okay, I will say 9080 is a correct answer. So you can just click on it as the correct answer and then click on save here. Okay, so I think I have some internet problem. So let me check my internet connection real quick. Okay, it's connected. So okay, after that, so you can insert your MCQ like that, and then you can click on save and close here. So you will be waiting for the file to upload. So the upload times here is depends on how long, how large is your file. If your file is too large, then it will take quite a long time to upload too. So okay, so now I have created one lesson here, as you can see. So it's okay, everyone can hear me. So okay, so this is the file you can create it here. And inside each lesson, you can create a small section inside those lesson too by clicking on here, lesson content. So the lesson content here, you can break, okay. So we have the feature is for professor that they think they have a large or a skewed or maybe a big lesson that they can finish it inside a session. So then they said maybe they want to break the lesson into pieces, so they can do that too. So let me show you how can you do it. So you can click on add new lesson here. And then you can put, for example, you divide it into 2 sections or 3 sections. It depends on maybe 5 sections inside the lessons. That's okay. So for example, I can declare this is the title of the session here. So you can put section 1 and then its title. And you can say, okay, so now inside the section, you can also add the YouTube video too. So let me show you how can you do it. Again, you can click on some random video that you find it useful and you want to put it into your lessons. So you can just right click on the link here, upper here, click on copy, and then back to our system, right click again, click paste. So it just copy and paste the link. And now you can see the video. You can also attach your file inside each section too. The same thing as you do with your lessons. So you can click on it and then upload it the same. So now your PDF file, and then you can also put the description and as well as your MCQ too. So you just don't click on save and new here. So the file needs times to upload. So just wait for it. Okay, now it's done. So you can see you have section 1, the title of it. And here you can also delete it. You can also delete or edit it as many times as you want. Okay, so to add new lesson, just click on the button again and then add section 2. So you can add section 2 and then its title. So I'm going to just type title here. You can type it any title you want. And you say, okay, in this session or in this section, you don't want to put a video. You only want to attach a file or an image. That's fine. You can just click on file attachment, click on your image here, and then you can upload it. to click Save New again. Okay, waiting for the file to upload. Okay, so as you can see, inside each lesson, so you can upload multi-file like that. You can make it 2 lessons, or you can break it up into section. So that's depend on the way you teach and how you design the course. Okay, so now you're done with lesson 1. You said, okay, now I want to create lesson 2. So you can create it to here by clicking the blue button again, and then you type it lesson 2. So since it's in Europe, so I'm going to say Spain, the history of Spain. And you can also put the order. So again, remember the order should be the same as the lesson. So to avoid your confusion or something, so just put it the same as the lesson. If it's lesson 2, order number 2. Lesson 3, order number 3. Lesson 4, order number 4. You can say, okay, in this lesson, you don't have any video, only file attachment. You can click on the file attachment here. And then you can upload it again. So you say, okay, in this lesson, you only have PowerPoint and a document. You can upload them two together. And the description again, you can put it or not. It's depend on you. And yep, that's all. And the MCQ, and yep. And then you can just save and close here. So just remember, don't close it. Wait until you click done upload, and then it will automatically close it for you. So now you're done with lessons 1 and lesson 2. You say, okay, maybe I want to create a new chapter. So you can click on create a new chapter. You can put the chapter number 2 and then the title of chapter number 2. It will be about history of Asia. So I can put Asia. Then you can click save and close. So inside new chapter here, you can see the difference. The difference is that inside new chapter, you need to get the new lessons because there is only the title of the chapter. So you can click on new lesson here and the title again, lesson number 1. And then the title in Asia will be Cambodia. You can put the order number 1. Since it's lesson 1, the order should be number 1. Easy to remember. Again, you can put the video, or you don't want to, you can put the file attachment. So, okay, last but not least, I want to clarify it that in file attachment, you can upload any file you want, including MP4 or MP3. But there's one drawback when you upload your video to the system. The one drawback is that if your video is too large, the file is too large, so then it takes a long time to upload. And also, the school need to pay for the storage too. So I think, and we have a suggestion for you that you should upload it to the YouTube and then just pass the link. One thing that the good thing about YouTube is that it's free storage, so you don't have to worry about the storage. So your file can be as large as it be. It's free. The other advantages of it is that the student don't need to download the file, so they can just play directly from their phone. If you upload the video, they need to download the video first and then see it. But if you pass only the link on the YouTube, they can just watch it directly without download it or using their phone data to download the shoot file, which is a drawback for them. Okay, so I recommend all of you, maybe you can consider using YouTube. And also when you want to upload like the video files, but for document files, it's fine because it's small site. So description again, so then you can just click save and close here, waiting for your file to upload. Okay, so now you're done. You want to say, okay, create another new lesson. So I will create a new lesson here, lesson number 2 will be about Thailand. I want to say, okay, this, I don't have any, you say you don't have any file attachment, but you want them to watch a video. So just pass again, go to the YouTube, any YouTube link video you want to. So click on here, copy, and then pass it to the YouTube box here. So pass it, and now you're done. So you can just a short lesson like that, and then you can just click save and close. Okay, so now I'm done with how can you design your course content and insert those lessons into your course content. So to sum up, you might ask, why would you do that? Why would you have to create your course content and insert lessons and have it ready? So one of the main reason we do it is because all of your course content or all of your lessons here will be reusable. So not only you will be using it this semester, but you can also use it in the next semester and many years to come. So you don't worry. It might be hard at the first time, but once you done grading the whole course, when you take that course next semester or next year, you can always reuse it. And don't worry, this course content you can apply to many different classes or many different group of students. Okay, so now we're done with our course content. I think if you have any questions, you can ask me before I move on to our next feature, which is grading criteria.
Hello.
Hello, Professor.
Yeah, I just want to update my classroom. How can I do it?
I can't hear you properly because there's some background noise that interrupt.
Okay, can you see my chart? I already checked.
Okay, okay. I will send it in the chat. Okay. So responding to the first question, why my screen see only why your screen see only 3 and mine have 4? So this is the demo link. So probably you will log in into the older version. This is the demo website, and we will apply it by this weekend. So by this weekend, you can check our latest because this is not yet applying to our official website yet. It's still a demo website. Yes, so that's why you will see different. But once we update it, we will inform to all of professors and um, team and department so they will know, and then you can see what I saw today. And for the record, yes,
Okay.
you're recording the session. Yes, I'm recording the session here since we start at 3:40. So yep, we have a recording.
Okay. Thank you.
So are there any questions? You can drop a chat or speak. Okay, so if there are no questions, then I would like to continue. So now we can go to our the features here is grading criteria, which is quite really important to both students and teachers, because this is where the student can see their points and their progress
Can I have
inside the
questions?
class. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, my name is Sutira.
Hello, Professor.
Structure and faculty, national relation and faculty of law. I have question in group work. In group work, many students in my class.
Oh, in
So student they face problem with like they, because I don't want I want student to submit uh, assignment individually in a group, but I want I want them to submit individually, not by group. But actually, they face these challenges because if one student submit post the file into the group, this will be appeal to all students that who are in the group.
uh,
So next student or the
oh,
student cannot submit the files to
okay,
that.
okay, Professor, I got your
Yeah.
point. So can you drop your ID so then we can check it for you and the name? So maybe just the ID, that's enough. We can check it for you later because I think this function is inside the classroom. So we will go through it later and yep, deal with this problem for you. But for now, I think we have limited time and there's a lot of new features I need to show. So can you drop
Okay.
your ID and then I will check it for you after the meeting. Yep.
Okay.
You can drop it in the chat so yep, I can have it. Okay, thank you. So if there's no other questions, I would like to continue to our grading criteria here. So you can click on this button, the same thing. So you click on it and then you can just go to the class. I just created a class that called the world history here. So you can click on it. So how can you create the new criteria inside your class? So grading criteria. So here, for example, I will create one. I will put it as the total grade and then click OK. So click OK. And then after you create it, you will see only here, the total, there's empty space here. So in order to make it, you can just click on it here, click on the total grade, and then you will see here an empty grading system. You don't have any criteria yet. So you need to click on add new detail here. So the new detail here is your criteria inside your course. So this is, I would like you might have your grading criteria in your syllabus. So in each course syllabus, you might have like attendance for 10%, quiz for 20%, your midterm 30%, or final 40%, something like that. So now I'm going to create it as the similar model for it. So for example, I have an attendance, and then you can put the order of it. I will put it number one. So the order is just like the priority, which one you want the student to see it on top. So I want the student to have some attendance to see on top. I put order number one, and percentage. I would be, okay, the overall percentage for the student is 10%. And then you can put the exam score here as 100 points. So you might wonder what is the exam score. So actually this is just the point that give you I give out of 10%. So yep, it's just 100 points that equal to 10% of our overall grade. So I just give 100, which is easy to score for student. So okay, after you put the name, the order, the percentage, and then exam score, and then you can click OK. So when you click OK, you will see attendance for 10%. But now your total is only 10%. You have to make it to 100% inside each class because you need to have a grading scale and those kind of stuff. So I believe most professors will understand it because they have it already in their syllabus. So you can just follow the models. And I would say, okay, I might have some quiz. So you can put it, for example, you have like 5 quizzes and each quiz 5%, but I'm going to put only 2. So you can put like this, quiz number 1, and then order number 2, your percentage would be, for each quiz you will be giving 5%. So you can give them 5%. Your exam score for each quiz is 100 points. So yep, you can click on it, or you can say your quiz is only like 50 points. It's just the point, but we based on actually we based on percentage. So, but I will make it easy. Just put 100 points for the quiz, Okay, and then you're gonna add it. I'm going to design it at quiz 2, order number 3. My percentage would be 5, and exam score would be 100 the same. Okay, so now you can see, now it's 20%. So you said, okay, your class also have the other criteria more. You have like presentation. So you can put it presentation for the order like number 4. Presentation, you give them like 15%. And then the score is out of 100 again, which is easy. And now you have 30%. You might say, okay, you might have a midterm exam. Midterm exam, you give them like, you would say 30% of the overall grade. So you can give them 30. And then put your exam score to 100. And now you get to 65. You said, okay, you have also have the finals. So you can put final exam. So the order would be number 6, and your percentage would be 25, and or maybe 30%, and then your exam score 100 again. And then you say, okay, there's still 5% left. What should you put? So you might want to put it as an extra, so it can be extra credit or that kind of thing that the student want to complete. So you have for them, and then you can put extra here. Your percent would be 5, and the exam score for extra maybe 100, the same thing. Okay, so now here I have creating like the cost grading, the cost grading criteria. So you have the attendance, you have quiz 1, quiz 2, presentation, midterm exam, final exam, and then extra. So this is how you can design, or you can just add more quiz if you have like 5 quiz inside your semester. I think I hear an echo sound. I think I need to mute. Okay. Okay, so after you grading all of your course here, you can see a total of 100, and then that's done. And now we can move on to our classroom. How can you use all of that after you grade it, your lesson plan and your grading criteria? So for instance, I have a class called this class. So I can click on it, go to the class, click on it, and then if it's a new class, it will ask all of you how to it will ask of you all of you to select the lesson plan. So you can click on lesson plan here on the button if it didn't show. So here, let me show you again. Lesson plan at the end, click on here, and then you will be asked to select one. So I just created the world history here, is his 101 here. I click on it and then click save. So after I save it, so now you can see all of my chapter will be on your left hand side here. You will see I have chapter 1 and chapter 2. But chapter 1 and chapter 2, when you click on it, you can click on each chapter, but when you click on it, there's nothing in there. Where is the 2 lessons that we just created, the 4 lessons, and each 2 lessons inside each chapter? So it's not disappear unless you assign it to your student. So to assign to your student, you can click on here, create post, select your chapter, and select the lessons you want to assign them. You said, okay, you want to assign lesson number 1 for chapter 1. Click on assign, and now here, your lesson 1 is appear here. So the student can play directly with the YouTube. They can see the file, the image, and the file, and then they can download it. So here, it's easy. So they can just click on it and then download the file here. So now I'm download the PDF file. So yes, you can also, so here you might notice it here too, because this is like how many ago that you have posted the lessons. So this is depend on it depends on how you teach your student. You can assign it like one night before your class, or maybe just 10 minutes before your class start. So that's is your preference. Okay, so now I'm going to assign 2 or 3, so you can see it. Chapter 2, you can assign each section inside it. So I'm gonna make it quick. So chapter 1, and now assign 2 sections. And now I'm also assign chapter here with lesson number 2. Okay, so you can see that's I'm assigning it, and for now you can assign chapter here, and then the lessons, and assign it here, lesson number 2. Okay, so now you can see inside each chapter we have all of the lessons now. So one advantages of this is students really find it easy to navigate the lessons. So they can just click navigate lesson number 1. They will see only the lessons number 1. If they click only lesson number 2, it's display only lesson number 2 inside each chapter. So the student really easy to navigate and review their lessons. They can just click on it, and now here's all the lessons. It's not mixed up, so the student really found it useful. And also, and like in Telegram, because in Telegram I think the student really had to find the lessons that they learn, because it just keeps scrolling and scrolling. Okay, so after you assign your lessons, you can also share your Zoom link here. So click on this share conference link. So it's not only the Zoom, you can share it's like maybe Google Hangout or any different on your preference. But for now, I will be using Zoom as an example. So click on button here, share conference link, and then you will be asked to copy your and paste your conference link here. I'm going to copy our Zoom link inside here. So I have the Zoom link here. I can copy it, and then you can pass your Zoom link, just like you pass your Zoom link to the Telegram too, the same thing. And then you just click OK. So after you pass your conference link, you will see how many you just updated a second ago, and then the student can just click join conference. You might ask, what will the student see when you pass the link? So here is the student account. So this is the student account. They can just go through it, and then you can just click on your button here. You can just click on the button, and then open Allowed here, and then go to Zoom. So that is really convenient. For students that use mobile, it's much easier because they have a big button saying Zoom. So after you pass the link, they can just click on that button, Zoom, and then they will join your conference call. Okay, that's be done with on our left-hand side interface. So now we go to our right-hand side. You can see here the button, blue button here, add more teachers. You can, so it's for teachers or for the class that have 2 lecturers, or maybe your professor want to have the assistant to have them assign the course or assign lessons to the student. So the professor can add another professor too, or the assistant, by clicking on here, add more professor, and then select and then click OK. So like here, and then click OK. So okay, moving to another important part is session. So it's check attendance. How can you check attendance with your student? So after you join the call, now you check attendance. So you can click on your blue button here, check attendance, check on it, and then click OK. So after you check on it, you will be see your attendance, and it's how many is an ad, and also the duration. So after 30 minutes, the student cannot check the attendance. So what will the student see after you start your attendance? This is the student account. They need to refresh it. So this is what your student will see. So they will say, okay, so now attendance allowed me to check, so they can click present and then click OK. But I won't do it because I want, some professor said, okay, what if the student have problem and they want you to check attendance for them? That's fine. You can just click on attendance list and then select their name, click them present. So you can mark on them too. So when you click on present for them, the student disappear. So where did he go? He go into the check-in here. So you will see he is present here. And not only that, but you can also change the status. You can go to attendance here, our attendance sheets. You can see here, when you click present here, So today is Friday 11. So here, the tick here means he's present. So you can just go to here and you say, okay, the student doesn't paying attention or maybe something happened. So you can change them too. You can mark them as absent back. So mark them as absent and our attendance list will change them to absent too. So the teachers doesn't need to worry about if anything happened or if they want to change the attendance status, that's fine. You can change it as long as it's inside the same day. And one more I would like to notify all of you is that for attendance, you can only check inside the same day. So for example, if you're teaching Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can only check attendance for those 3 days. If you want to make up, you can have a, or you will need to contact to your dean or contact to the departments that control the schedule. So then they will arrange it for you. But if you don't, but you always feel free to, uh, feel free to make up inside the same day. If you're teaching in the afternoon and you want to make up in the morning, that's fine. You still can check the attendance. Okay, so I think we're done with here. Now let's move on to the next feature, which is discussion. So the discussion board, I think some professor might familiar with it. This is where you interact with your student. So you can post the announcement, any announcement like, or maybe questions or anything. So you can say, hello everyone, like you can introduce yourself to the class. Yourself to the class. So you can do that and then you can assign it. So after you post it here, so everyone inside this class will see your discussion post. So it's like Facebook. So you can post it and here. So the student also can comment. This is the student account. So the student can comment, hello professor, something like that. My name is blah blah. And then the professor can also recommend hello student. And then they can reply it real times. So yes, this is a place where you can connect or the student can pose any discussion if they have any questions. So this is an interactive place for you, professor and students. The classwork, I skip it for now because we're going to check it back again. We can go to here. You can also assign your student into your group work. Also, we have grading here. And then evaluation. So evaluation here is a place where, remember what I told you last time is we create a total grade 1, like the grading criteria, we already graded. So how can you assign that? In order to assign it, you click on here inside the evaluation tab, click on the add button, and then put the name. I will make it easy as the name is total grade. The order number 1, grading criteria here. You need to, okay, so here is the important part. If you don't create your grading criteria inside those codes, you cannot select it here. It will be empty. So you won't allowed to select any because there's none to select. If you create it here, so I already create my total grade inside my grading criteria before I come in here. So now I have something to select. So I will be select my total grade, which I just created it. And for month here, it's just you can just follow the record. So which term that you start your semester, I mean which month you start your semester. So probably you started in August. So click on August and then so the name again, select your grading criteria, the month, and then click OK. So after you click on it, you will be see empty. So how can you make it this? How can you make it appear or display? You can click on here, click on your total grade. After you click on it, you will be see, oh, all of your grading criteria is listed here, but the student is 0. So how can you input this the score for the student if you want to put it? So if you want to put the score for the student, you can click on each criteria here, click on it, So you will be see your maximum score, and then you can put the point for them. So for like attendance, you have to collect it until the end. At the end of your semester, you can type in the overall. For example, he missed your class 10 times, so you minus 10 points. So you can just put 90. Enter, so you can enter it. Enter to insert the point. For quiz number 1, he might, out of 100, he might get only 85. So you enter again. For quiz number 2, the student might have get 90, enter. And then for presentation, you give them like, okay, out of 100, he present really well, so you give them 95. For midterm, he might not do it well, so you give it 80. Final exam, you can give them 90. And then the extra, so if they want extra credit, you can also give them. So they might get only 80 for the extra credit out of 100 score. So after you insert all of the information, you can click on here. And then you will see the student here, they have all of the points in each category. And then they have the total grade here. So the total grade here mean, or grand total here, it means their total point or their total percentage. And then what will the student see after you input here? So the student will see like this. So the student will see their grade by this. So they will see, okay, they get 90%, 90 points for attendance. And okay, their exam, they get 80 for midterm, 90 for final, and the extra, they get 80. So they can see the point, the percentage, the sum of all of this percentage. And after they add here, they will be see the final grade, which is 87%. 87% might be falling into the grading criteria, which is, I think it's grading scale. So probably he get B plus, something like that. So we will update for grading scale for you too, but for now we only show percentage. Okay, so you can go to attendance. So we finished with our grading criteria here. And then attendance. So the attendance here, I think as one of the professor want to have a sum, we will do it in maybe a later version. So we will have a sum here by the end of each month. Okay, and I think we're done for all the features inside the classroom. So I will give a few minutes for questions if you have any questions related to our classroom features.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, my name Cam Duyên. Yeah, I've got some question after seeing your presentation. First, regarding the grading criteria. You just showed me one, but for example, I got two different classes, and I actually have two different grading policies. So how would I create in a system if I have two different grading systems?
Okay, so remember our grading criteria is based on the course name, right? So yes, so here, if you have your course name different, then
we need to indicate, right?
Yes. So for example, if you have like two classes, different grading criteria, you have history or maybe you have geography. So then you, or okay, for example, I have two different here, you can see. So I can just go to different course and then add the other one. So it will be completely different because your grading is based on your lesson plan.
Okay. One more question regarding the assessment. When we complete all assessment for all the students, can the student can see it in overall or individually when they want to see the evaluation at the end of the course?
Okay, so The student, so before, I think probably, before all of the student can see the other student score too. But for the new version here, we only allowed them to see their own and not
Okay,
the
okay,
other,
okay.
yes, because we want to keep their personal information for themselves. So yeah, they only see their own scores. But the teachers will be able to see all of the students.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, it's good if it can see individually.
Yes.
Another question. You said after we click checking attendance, student could do it in 30 minutes. I mean, after that, they could not check their attendance or presence, right?
Yes. Yes.
So how could we count 30 minutes after we click checking attendance or when we connect to Zoom?
No, it just when you click on
Click
start.
attendance.
Yeah, when you click attendance, because Zoom and attendance is completely two different things. It's not related.
Oh, okay. So mean after we
And
click attendance 30 minutes, after that student could not check,
yes,
right? We need
but lecturer can always check them inside 24 hours. They can always go back. Okay, if this running out of time, professor or lecturers, they can go to attendance list and then mark for them. And they
yeah.
can also change it, the status too, but only inside like a 24-hour period, like one day. Yep.
Yeah.
So they
And
can also check it again at the end of the class, no problem. But for students, they only have their 30 minutes to check it. But for
yeah.
teachers, it's okay.
And when will we start using this new system?
We will upload it to our official by the end of this weekend, I think. So
Okay,
maybe we
okay,
will
good.
be
Yeah, because
ready, on Monday.
so far I check attendance manually and I just got them to check in the system, and I haven't done it with like checking attendance from the attendance list yet.
Yes.
I haven't done it nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask either professor or lecturers. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, I would like to continue to our next feature, which is classwork. So you can go to the classwork here, click on the button here called classwork. So the classwork again, this is where you can create your homework, your quiz, or your exam. So click on it and then select the course that you want to create your classwork. And then in our classwork here, there's empty information. So you need to create a new classwork. Okay, for example, if you want to create like an exam, so you can click on this button, create new classwork here, and then put its title. So the title can be, you can put, okay, you want to create like a final exam. So just put final exam. And there's two types inside our classwork. So one type is an exam type, the other type is homework. So the only difference is that homework doesn't have duration, exam have the duration. Because for homework, we don't put duration because we want the student to have enough time to complete it, and just before the deadline, just make sure they do it before the deadline, but there's no time limit. They can resume it and do it again and again until they're ready to submit it. But for exam, we restrict them because we have the duration. Okay, so you can put final exam, select it exam here, and then put the duration. Duration here we calculate it in minutes. So you have to think it in minutes. So if it's an hour exam, you can put 60 minutes. If it's an 1 hour and a half, you can put 90 minutes. Be careful with duration, as I mentioned. There's some problem with lecturers or I don't know, maybe teachers, they put it to 0, the duration. So be careful with it. If you put duration to 0, it means there's no time at all. So when the student clicks start, it will be auto submitted. And yes, so we have this problem before, and we recommend that you should be careful and when you put the durations for your exams. So I would put it for 90 minutes here, and my score is 100 score. And now you can click save and close. So after you click it, okay, the concept here is similar concept as how you create the lessons. Like you create the chapter, and then inside each chapter you have lessons. This is the same. Inside each exam, you have like many sections. So for example, you have like your exam have a lot of part. So I would say like the first part of my exam is multiple choice. So you can put part 1, multiple choice. And then you can put a point for your part 1. So part 1, I would like give them 20 points, or maybe 20, maybe 30 points. So I give them 30, 7 close. So after you create it, remember, when you create it, this is just like the title of the part or of the section. So inside each section, you need to create the questions. So you can put the question here. So I'm going to put like an easy one. So you can put your point like 15 points, and then you can add your option. So what is 1 plus 1? You can put like your option number 1 is 0. Option number 2 can be 1, but option number 2 is 2. But 1 plus 1 is 2 is the correct answer. So you can tick its correct answer here. Save, and then most of the multiple choice have 4, so you can select on it, and then click save here. Save and close. So now you can see this is our multiple choice. And now you can say, okay, if you want to get another multiple choice inside this, you can also click them. Click on new question again, and then start your second question. So you might say, what is 1 minus 1? And then you can put your point. So I will give it 15. You can add it here. Answer, so it can be 0 is the correct answer. And then you can put 1, you can put another 2, and then 3. So this is how you can create your multiple choice question, and then save and close. So now you have the multiple choice question. Okay, sorry, I forgot to mention that inside our classwork, we have 9 different types of exercise. So you can see here, we have 9 different types. We have multiple choice questions, true or false questions, matching exercise, sentence complete, pictures multiple choice question, explain, writing, essays, and exercise. So you can design in our system allow the teachers.
Excuse me, lecturer. I have a question.
Yes.
So what if I want to give a reading exercise to the student with English?
Yes, you can do it too. So here, you can click on here, and
So just copy and paste in the text, or just attach the file.
yes, you can attach the file, but actually no. So we have 2 different types of exercise too. I forgot to mention that. Oh, so here. So when we create, okay, let me show you the true or false part. So now you can create your part. For example, it's like the reading. So the reading, you can click true or false here. You said, okay, you want to pass the reading that have true or false like that. So you can say your title would be part 2, true or false, true or false, and then your point would be 30 again. But you say, okay, you want to put a reading, where can you attach your reading material? So let me pass you a reading. So give me a second, I need to search it. So okay, for example, this is your type of reading you want to copy it. So you can just copy the reading, and then you can pass it to the subtopic here. Subtopic, which means you can pass your reading here. So you can pass it, And after you pass it, you can click save and close here. So what will you see? Okay, so this is what the student will see, your reading. But you only have your reading. Remember, you only have your reading here, but you don't have question yet. So now you can design the question with your reading above reading here. Is it clear, Professor?
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, yes. So you can put like and now you can put your question based on the reading. So the same thing with multiple choice. Your multiple choice here, you can also put the reading here too. So you can put here in the subtopic and then update it. So now you can see here, so you can based on it. So design based on your reading. So now I'm going to put one. I'm going to make it simple. 1 plus 1 is 2. So the answer is true. And I want to give them like 15%. So that's okay, 15. And or maybe you can give them unequal. That's fine, but just make sure all of them add up to 30 points. So I can give this 10 and the other 20. So it's fine for the harder question. So you can say 1 minus 1 equal 0. And then, or maybe equal 3. So you can just put it to false and then save it.
Okay, so I get it. So how about like some exercise? Oftentimes my reading test contain gap filling exercise. So how
So,
can
okay, like an exercise fighting. Is it what you mean? Like,
the student
okay,
read the text and then there's some
okay.
exercise like gap
Okay,
fill?
so yep, I'm going to show you here. We have another part here. Oh, but before, let me clarify this. There are a lot of quiz or a lot of different types you can design. If you want to make it an auto-grade exam or an auto-grade quiz, you can use this file up here. So if you use this file type up here, it will be, the system will be auto-grade for you. But if you said you want a hybrid, you want to like half of them, they have auto grade, and then you can also give them based on their writing too. That's fine. Like actually, right now I'm doing the hybrid one. So now I want to have the part 3, but you can select writing or explain. It's the same. So I'm going to choose it easy. I'm going to choose the explain here. So or maybe you can choose writing, and then you can put the title here again. So you can put part 3. So my part 3 will be about the writing. So you can say the writing type, and you can give them like 40 point. Click on save and close. So now you have here, and now you need to add the question. So now you can add like write or explain, or maybe you can write a paragraph, write a paragraph about your future, about your future job, about your dream job. So you can something like that. So write a paragraph about your dream job. So and then you can the solution is required because the student can see this is like what we call it the answer sheet. But you don't have to. You can if you don't want to attach the solution, just space it, or you can just put a dot and then save it. So now you have a type of paragraph here. So you can say, okay, another paragraph, you say, write about yourself, or write about your hobby. And then you can put it, and there's no point. So here, you might ask, what if you don't put the point and your point is 40 point here? If you don't put it, what will the system do? So, my bad. This is just, you will give the student your own score, this one. But you say, okay, for each one, you will give them 20. So you can put it 20 point just for your notification. Okay, 20. So each question will get 20. Okay, so now here come so here comes how can the student take the exam on their phone. So now I will assign it to, so now after you grade your exam, you want to, okay, assign it to your student, and your student can and then your student can see it. So now I can click in back. Okay, so now you're done preparing your classwork. You want to assign it to your student. So you go to the class and then select classwork and then assign classwork here. So you can select your classwork here. So I have my final exam here. Let me delete the old one. Or maybe just keep it there. So for your record. So now we have final exam here. You can set the deadline and even the times. So for instance, you said, okay, you might want to set it on 18 next week, and your time would be, for example, your class end at 5 p.m. So you can put 5 and p.m. here. So it will be it will be available until the 18 5 p.m. So after 5 p.m. the student can't do it anymore. So that is like a deadline and the time for it. So you can put it and then you can assign classwork. So now you have your classwork here that I just assigned it. So you can go to examine and send score. So you can see the student here, camera, he's not yet submitted it. So the label under it is not yet. So it means he is not yet submitted. So now let's see, how can the student see it? So give me a second, I need to share my screen. So give me a second. So the student can, I think most of the student doesn't have a laptop, so they will take it on their phone. So what will they see on their phone? Setting. So, okay. Okay, so this is, I have a phone here. Okay, so I'm not sure what happened with my reflector, but can you see the phone screen now? So click on PUC Classroom. So now I will be select the student account and then log in with the ID. So I have one student ID. Okay, so now I'm logged into the student. So the student can take it by their phone. Okay, now they have one exam, so they can go into it. And then they can, here, this is what they will see, the lessons and also the discussion. And then the classwork. So then they can, so this is yesterday I assigned for them. You can see the expire date here. So the expire date, and yeah, so now I set it to 18. So I will exam here and then click on exam and then start. So this is what the students will see on their phone. So they have the reading, so they can read it. After they read it, they can select their multiple choice. So they can select it now too, and then I will make it this one wrong. So after they, okay, before I continue, I would like to see here, you might see this time. So the time here is really, so what the time here has its rules. So rule number one is that what happens if the student black out or have their problem with their internet. So the time is still counting down. It's not stopped, but they always remember that they can just come back and then continue the exam. And inside our app here, all of the answer that students have complete will be auto-saved. So which means when they come back, they don't have to take it again. So all of the answer that they have answered will be saved on their phone. So they can just jump to it, log in again, and then continue from where they left. So
Another question.
Yes.
So let's say you are a student and then you choose 2 as the correct answer. So
Yes.
what if the student want to change the answer? Is it
Yes.
okay
So
for
they
them to
can
change?
also change it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not fixed. It's not fixed. So but the system will be self the last click. So it will be auto self. What is your last answer that you check? Then the system will auto self it. And when you maybe you can cross the app out and you can always come back to it. So let me go through it again. So now you in again. So your answer is already there.
Thank you.
Yep. So and then after he done, he can click the button next to the next part. So here you might see this is what the student will see. So for each part we will scroll, and if they want to the new section, they can just click next. And now they go into true or false. This is we haven't corrected yet. That's why it's still some Cambodia. It just translate problem, but it's okay. You can just click on it, and then you can next to your here. So here you might ask, also the student need to type it. No, actually no. The student can just say, just do this. I will show you real quick. So the student can always complete it like this. So they can click on here, attach file, and then click camera. And after it, they can like check the photo, use it, and then upload the photo for you. So you will correct it on the web. So it's easy for students really because they don't have to type it. They can write it on the paper and then attach you as the photo. Or if they want to type it, that's fine. They can also type it too. Or they can say just like it's below, something like that, a text like that. And then they can click attach file again. They can choose it from their photo too, or they can prefer their camera to take the photo and then attach it, which is really easy for them. They don't have to, okay, if they type slow, will it be enough time for them? They can just write it on the paper and then attach the photo for you. So, okay, and then they can just click on here. After they all done, you can click on the submit button, submit, and then click on agree. So now they're done. And here's the screen. I think some professors say, how can the student know if they complete their exam or not? This is the screen. We show them that they already done. So trust our system, it's already submitted to the platform. So click on here, and then we move on to here. So after you submitted it, you can go to here, examine the class, and now it changed the status from not yet submitted to submitted. So you can click on the student, and now you can see here. So the system already graded for you. So the student take one correct and one wrong. So that's why they get only 15 out of 30. And then the other thing is here. They already have here. So one right, one wrong. They get 10 out of 30. This is not wrong. Remember, I give the first question 10 and the second is 20 points. So that's why he only get 10. And also here, the writing. So the writing here, it's need, you know that as the writing, it's have critical thinking and you might want to check the answer, how much they will get it or should get it. So you can click here, remember here, to see your student photo, click on here. It's not download, which is really good. It's just only view. So you can just view them without download it. So view and you might can zoom it and see, okay, how much point you want to give them. So you can put here, your answer sheet here. You can put, okay, that is a 15 point and then click OK. So also here, you said, okay, now you check the second photo, the second question, they give you the same, and then you give them point. So you say 20. And now, okay, so now your point is 60 overall. So now you can see here. Okay, so now you can see it's 15, 10, and 35. Together, you will have a total score of 60. So again, if you say, okay, what if I change the point? So you can, okay, let me show you what will you see on your attendance here, on your grades. So this here, the grade will show your last final exam is 16 point here. Here, the last one, this is yesterday. So yesterday I also tested with this account. So you have two final exam as you saw here. So now you said, okay, the students see their grade and they feel like why they get so low. And then they see the answer and they You said, okay, your mistake. So now you need to edit the grade. So you can always go back and then change the score. You said, okay, should be maybe 18. You can change it to 18 and then click OK again. So now that score is 63. So also here, you might say, okay, yep, 63. So is it change on your grade? Yes, it do. It does change. So you can click on grade and now it becomes 63. So once you change it, it will be applied to everywhere in our system. So I think this is all for the exams and the grading here. For example, if you want to have this link working, you need to click on here because this is like, I don't know, it's like a restriction based on the the framework. So in order to make the link work, you need to copy the link first, copy it. For example, if I have this link, you copy it here, but then you need to select all of them and then click on here. The last small here. Click on it and then you say, okay, enter this link and then save. Or the other way you can do this. Let me show you the other way. You can say, okay, PUC Classroom, something like that. So you want to pass this link. So you can copy it, copy the link, and then you can click on here, click on the small button here, and then pass it. So the same, pass the link, click on here, you select it first. So you pass it first, you pass it, and then you select them. Click on the last button here, and then say, okay, enter the link, and then you can click save. And then now the link is working. If you see this blue, it means your link is working now. The only account that have 5 buttons is only for Dean. So Dean will check everything with this analytic and based on the apartment. And he can go through, to check which instructor use the system or not. And they can see how many lessons that the instructor have uploaded to the student, how many times they have Zoom with the student. So yes. So overall, I recommend you should start using PUC